Hello, shalom, hola, and welcome to the Spiritual Life with Mystic Reverend Travis Tidwell. I'm here with my very special friend, priestess in training. I guess I should start saying.
Ashley and the Pisces Life Coach.
That's right, Ashley
Hi,
and the Pisces
good
Life
evening.
Coach. That's right, and also want to welcome my executive producer, Athena, who's also my daughter and a priestess in Sacred Dragon. And we always give thanks because this podcast is always sponsored and powered by Lord God Yahweh, the Holy and Divine Spirit, Sacred Dragon, Hermes, Mercurius, Trismegistus, and all of our guides in Ariel, and who are present with us during this podcast as
And
always.
Archangels.
Yes.
We just had an amazing experience right now.
That's
Still
right.
tripping
That's right. We
out.
just had a spirit and an angel, a beautiful smell.
The same smell that for both of our grandmothers.
Actually,
in two
yeah.
different time periods, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. No, that was just a wild experience we had. And I'm a psychic for a living, and she's a priestess in training. She's psychic herself too. So for us to share that was just kind of bizarre, which makes me know that our grandmothers know each other now at this point
They
because
have to, yes.
we both had that same deja vu at the same time. That's kind of bizarre.
Yes,
I've never
it
had
was.
that. Yeah, that was trippy. And just goes to show, man, anything can happen spiritually anytime, anywhere. You know, that was like a spontaneous channel for both of us there. So God bless both of them and their loved ones, their soul and their spirits, you know, big time.
Thanks.
Today, this episode is new moon. There you go,
Just
baby.
kidding.
Yeah.
Don't put my ass on the voice, okay?
Okay. Did your husband get you karaoke?
No, he's really good. I'm like anti-karaoke. I just like to watch people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're talking about new moon tonight, or today, or whenever you're listening to this on the podcast. Welcome to everybody on YouTube who's in with us.
Hi, everyone.
We forget. Sometimes I forget there's a camera right here. My executive producer's on TikTok. Are you on TikTok? No.
I'm hoping by this time, if you're listening to this podcast, you've already listened to previous episodes. And if you haven't, you need to get your ass back on there to iTunes, Spotify,
there you go.
YouTube, Travis Tidwell podcast. Look for us.
Yeah.
The Spiritual Life.
I think you go to Travis Tidwell Topic and you get the album. Is that true? Travis Tidwell podcast. I mean, Travis Tidwell Topic. Artist, excuse me. Is it artist? No.
Not the country singer.
No.
Are you talking about on Spotify?
No, I'm talking about on YouTube.
For his album.
The album.
We do Travis Tidwell. Oh, your guy created Travis Tidwell Topic.
Yeah, it's under Travis Tidwell Topic for those who don't have Spotify and you're on YouTube. You want to go right over to Travis Tidwell Topic and you'll get. We don't have any video. Just I think a Sacred Dragon symbol or stuff up. And you can listen to my album that's on Spotify and iTunes. But, excuse me. Yeah, new moon, exciting time. Actually, we're close to new moon right now ourselves.
Which is Manana, February. What day are we on?
So
the 11th, so the 12th.
The 12th is the new moon that we're at right now currently. But now, Ashley, when was the next new moon?
Lo siento. I forgot. Okay. Now that you called me out on being
Lo
Puerto
siento.
Rican, I have to
I never
now
heard of
apologize.
Lo siento. What's that mean?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
In Spanish.
Okay.
I was supposed to look for this prior to this. Keep talking.
That's okay. No, so, we have to realize that the farmers worked with the new moons all the time. And nothing was planted unless it was on a new moon. They never really planted on full moons. Mm-hmm. So we go back to the ancient almanacs.
Wait, I thought I thought they did do harvest on full moons because they could stay
I didn't say harvest. I said plant.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely right.
No, they don't seed on a full moon. They seed on a new moon. And they harvest on a full moon for sure. I was just doing a reading for somebody very close to me. And we were talking about a harvest coming up for them. Mm-hmm. And I said on the next full moon, which will be a snow moon for them. So
you said the next new moon?
Yeah, when is the next new moon?
March 13th.
March 13th.
2:21 a.m.
At 2:21 a.m., March 13th. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, and maybe you passed March 13th, whatever day the new moon is, if you don't know what it is, Google it or Alexa it, okay? That's how easy that is anymore. But you're going to want to set yourself up for the new moon. It doesn't matter what sign it's in, honestly, because new moon, it's all about intention and application. I might have all the intention in the world to get up off my ass and do something, but if I don't get up off my ass and do it, it's not going to happen.
This actually ties back into the being the right now. In
Currently.
and like kicking yourself into gear to just do the things that you've been putting off.
Right. Because, let's face it, we all get fatigued. We get low motivation. I've been moving energy for 32 years now, and that's one of my favorite ones. Now with COVID, it's been very difficult. I think I'm sponsoring a new moon Zoom tomorrow night.
I'm excited about this. Will be my first one.
Yeah,
so.
It'll be mine too. My God, I hope we can get that camera streaming.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So, back to the new moon. So it doesn't matter what new moon you're on, but the new moon lasts for 3 days. So if you go, well, I can't get it that day when it's right on it. Well, you got 2 more days to get it.
And so, what kind of things should I be affirming in my mind on a new moon day?
Well, it's things you want to create. What do you want to create right now? What are you trying to manifest? That's what the new moon is really there for. It's where you plant the seed. So what we do is on a new moon, normally we get some parchment. And if you don't have parchment, you can use printer paper.
Yeah, it doesn't take. You don't need.
You don't need the parchment I'm holding in my hand. If you're on YouTube, you can see it.
It looks like a 33-pound cardstock.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
You get this at the. I
worked at Staples.
Okay. But we call this the parchment because this came from a witch store. So that's parchment, and then you get a pin, and you get a candle. And with a candle holder. So here we have on the table a candle holder. You can go get anything like this anywhere. My favorite candles are the Yehuda Shabbat candles right here.
But really, you can just get any white candle, correct?
Oh, sure you can. You can buy any candle you want. No.
My first thought was like 99-cent store because I find a lot of random stuff there.
Oh, my God. But let me tell you something about the beauty of these candles.
Okay, tell me about these candles.
Because first of all,
you have 20 boxes. He's a hoarder of these candles. I wish you guys could see.
Yeah, I buy these candles for all these new moons I wasn't able to do because of COVID. But these candles are Jewish, and because we study the Hebrew Kabbalah, we love these candles. We honor and worship a Hebrew God, and so these candles are like kosher. You know what I'm saying? And they're a good size. They're not that expensive, but they're made with that vibration. And these are my favorite candles.
Okay, and then what else should we be?
Or you can grab like right there in the green paper. There's a bunch of candles. Can you see that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so
would you like me to grab?
Yeah, grab one. Grab a couple or whatever you feel. Whatever you feel. Let's talk about that. So she grabbed. Okay, interesting. A black. And a purple candle. Gee, I got black candles. Oh, my God. I'm doing black magic.
I love black candles.
Now, you guys caught me. I'm doing black magic. No, I'm just kidding. On the new moon, you would definitely want to use a white candle, most likely, because it is universal. She picked a black candle, which you can't use on a new moon. That would have to be used on a full moon.
You said any candle. I would have picked something different.
No, that's okay. You could use the purple candle for a new moon if you wanted to develop your psyche and work more with spirit.
Associate it with the chakra.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. We're color coordinating everything spiritually. Go ahead and pick one more. Let's see what we have here, ladies. That's right. I forgot the cameras. Hey, what's up, everybody?
And it's yellow.
Okay, and it's yellow.
I got Lakers colors going right now.
Okay.
Is there some Nipsey in the house?
Nipsey Hussle for sure. God bless his soul, his spirit, his loved ones.
God bless you, Nipsey.
I hope my spiritual brother Tyler Salem gets to see this episode, hear it, because he's a big fan of Nipsey's, and
the marathon continues.
Yeah, we were that OG marathon. We were in LA buying some stuff on the same street where he was murdered, so it's kind of sad. But I do have that song on my playlist, Fuck Donald Trump by Nipsey Hussle. So
it was actually really impressive to see like totally studious, like political people get out of character and like parade in the streets to that song.
Yeah.
I was like, see, I knew people had it in them.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, there's more America upset about rhetoric and prejudice and people who can't acknowledge Black Lives Matter. Of course, all lives matter. Don't get us wrong. But right now, Black Lives Matter.
Thank
And
you
that's
for
the
saying
issue.
that.
You know, that's the issue. Seriously. All lives matter, sure, but Black Lives Matter right now, damn it.
And I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter that stands for the right stuff, because I think like a lot of times when you have an organization, it may start off on a good thing, but it takes a few people to corrupt the whole message. And I feel like that for a lot of things. The Black Lives Matter overall.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate, after the Proud Boys, I do appreciate Antifa. And we're on the wrong topic tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. Okay, we got to take it
And I
back,
don't want to take anybody anywhere. So I'm not into, obviously if you're listening to my podcast, you're spiritual and you don't believe in prejudice. See?
No.
And, it's all about being a human being because we're all part of what we call humanity. Now, there are aliens among us. And there are some twisted sisters out there, but
speaking of aliens, since on the new moon, is there anything that like you can associate with I don't know, maybe making contact with like celestial beings on the new moon?
Well, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could use a new moon energy to promote that. Not necessarily you'll have contact with them, but again, new moon's about new beginnings.
New beginnings.
Remember, what was it? Twilight, new moon? No.
I'm a cheese ball, and I've totally seen all three of those.
The girls love it. They're always they want to have Twilight Day for Valentine's Day, huh, girls?
That would be fun. Count me in.
I wish we could put the camera on Athena. She's got blue hair again, But going back to the candles here for new moon, So a yellow candle would be good for manifesting your happiness, your true will on some level. Of course, we could also use these candles for Sunday, Monday, and Saturday if we were doing planetary adornments with these candles. But for new moon, a basic white candle is good. You can put those back now. Thank you. So I always got those on hand for my Solomon rituals. I do that. Yeah, because those candles do represent different angels. And when I do Solomon rituals, I have to have the candles that correlate the color to the angel.
And I know people are eventually going to be able to purchase products from you as well.
Yeah, eventually we'll get this website rebooted. Right now, there just hasn't been enough business for me to have a business open. So
completely understand.
So yeah, we've got the website. We're going to be working on this website for the newsletter,
which would be a really good time right now is to manifest prosperity on this.
By the way. But I'm still on that particular. That's my new business venture. Actually, is this site. And
and it's absolutely beautiful, and I know it's Travis Tidwell.
It's pricey,
US.
so we'll see. Yeah, it's TravisTidwell.us. It's going to be pricey for the services. Right now, I'm doing free stuff just to promote that humanity for COVID for people who, because I have a lot of students who've been in my life for a long time and friends spiritually who want to meditate, and so I've been doing it for free because they've been strapped for money. What I do is a luxury for people. Most people, they're busy trying to work just like I'm trying to pay my bills. So are they. But I'm not a necessity.
Of course.
You think I would be because of all the stuff going on with the virus, but the virus is so deadly for some people, and I have too many health issues that I can't do any healing work right now.
Yeah, that's so
it's just not worth the risk. I got a family to take care of, so. I'm just,
And so for new moon rituals too, for new moon, is this a good way to deliver, good health vibes to someone else, manifest?
Well, it's all about right now self-healing. That's why we do the meditation that I do. It's about a 50-minute meditation, first Wednesday of every month, and we go through the 3 pyramids of divine prosperity, divine healing, and divine love. Or, you're going to go to my episodes 14, 15, 16. Get your level 1 and 2 Reiki and learn how to start healing yourself. And you're also going to change your RNA, DNA, and make it stronger with Reiki. So these are the things you can do. Or you could even go to, I think it's episode 13 or 12, where you can make a crystal elixir for yourself.
And these are all things I can use for a new moon.
For new moon. Yeah, so it depends on what you're making. Now, if I'm creating an elixir for prosperity, good fortune, abundance, that's going to be really my new moon energy. If I'm going to do an elixir for healing and removing something negative, that's going to be a full moon. Okay, because now we're learning to work within lunar cycles as well as planetary days. So we have natural magic, which is working with oils and stones. That's mother.
Absolutely.
And then we have planetary magic, which is where we're working with the planetary hours and days for certain influences. And then we have ceremonial magic,
Yes.
which is the power to evoke angels and spirits to manifest things. That's what that's really about.
Okay.
So,
And you can do those on
well,
tomorrow.
I do all three.
Anytime.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, even in your new moon ritual, let's get back to your new moon, because there's so much we talk about here always, which is great. But yeah, in the new moon ritual, you're wanting to create something. So you want a new job, a new relationship, a new life, a new wife, a new car.
A new husband.
A new husband.
Add
Yeah.
that in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe more than one. You know how you girls are getting now. It's like, well, if you can have two girls, I can have two guys. It's like.
What?
I've heard that crap, man. I'm serious.
Oh my
and
God.
it's all out there, man.
I'm sure you've heard some shit.
Oh yeah, it's all, but it's all out there now. I mean, porn is accepted now. Which I think is probably healthy to have it be accepted. Just like marijuana is now legal, which should be accepted. I mean,
Yeah, that for
you know,
sure.
you're questioning me on the porn thing, but I got to be honest with you.
No,
You
we
know.
were having this conversation. No, but I feel like, just for instance, if you're manifesting your will on the new moon, you shouldn't have to be looking at porn. You should just manifest the love into your life.
That's a different episode.
Yeah, that's a different episode.
Make a note of that porn, yeah. No, because spiritually you need to be in tune with that. You know, you have to be adult enough to know what is pleasure, what is lust, what is love.
That's true.
I mean, these are all different emotions that we have with the flesh.
Oh, lust is strong.
Lust is strong.
It's
And in
strong.
today's world, there's so many freaks out there that, these girls are becoming good freaks. And so it's hard for a normal girl
Save that for the next episode.
Yeah, it's hard for those normal girls to keep those relationships. But anyway, moving right along. I'm sorry. I'm sorry out there, people. Let's go back to what we were talking about. New moons, damn it. So this is what you're going to want. You're going to want a candle and a candle holder and a parchment or a piece of paper. Now, the piece of paper should be about the size of a business card or just a little bit bigger, not too much bigger. Because you're not writing a damn novel. You're asking for an intention to be manifested. And the key to magic is simplicity. So you're going to write your name, date of birth, and put, hey, I want a relationship. You can put, hey, I want, abundance and love, something simple.
Yes.
I want a car or whatever you're trying to, and then.
But be specific about the car, though. Like, I want, like, a 62 Thunderbird, like, something crazy. And that's white.
I don't know. Here's the deal about spirit, honey.
You get what you get and don't
Well,
throw a fit.
you don't throw expectations on it. That's for damn sure. Some people have had that gift of being able to, I guess, manifest something specific. I mean, I've manifested places to live in, offices, and blah blah blah. But that's pretty damn specific.
You helped me manifest a legitimate job that I really wanted, so I can say that it's happened to me on a few occasions.
Right,
And
right.
whenever it does, I'm always like, "Thank you, God."
Yeah,
Like,
no, I've
so
had people
excited.
come to my new moon rituals, full moon rituals, equinox or solstices, and come back and say, "Hey, I manifested what I asked for." And for those of you that's still early in the year, hopefully you've sat down and made a list of maybe 10 items, 5 to 10 items of what you want to create for 2021. I don't care how bad it is. You get down and you make it. You make it now, and you stash it somewhere. And you look at it, every other week or once a month, and see where you're at with it. See where you're at a year from now with it.
And I'm glad you brought
Write
that
it
up
down.
because, like you said, like new moon, new beginnings, and just know
That's
that it's
right.
never too late to want to like get something started, or
Hell
maybe like
no.
to like to let go of that grudge. Since
That's
we're talking
right.
about the right now, to get
Yeah.
started on that yoga
Yeah.
workout.
Yeah, to do something new for yourself. That's why they call it new moon. Now, even when you grow marijuana, man, you have to plant the seeds on the new moon. So, but going back to the ritual itself. Now, if you were able to see our altar, how to communicate with your altar episode, that would be a
Yes.
great tool. And if you haven't, you're going to have to, because I can't give you all the information in different ways that you can do things tonight. But I'm doing this in a very simple way so that you can do this at home. You don't have to do anything extraordinary, and you get the candle, you get the candle holder. Obviously, you light the candle, you give a blessing to God or the Holy Spirit or whatever God and Goddess
Can you
you're
give
into.
them like a little like template if somebody can't think of what they're supposed to say?
Well, it's very simple. You can say, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. If you're from a Catholic background or Christian background, you can use that and bless that candle and that space that you're using. And you could say in a prayer, I ask you to bless this candle on this new moon, and I ask you to bless, this paper, this parchment, my wishes. I ask you to bless my wishes and manifest my wishes this night.
And so in this paper is supposed to have your name and your date of birth.
Name, date of birth, and what you want to create. Now, if you have some magical symbols that you know how to put on there for money and wealth, which I do, and I teach, and maybe even some runic alphabets that create money. Yeah, you can do things like I like to put God's sacred name on everything I do in Hebrew.
Of course.
That's the most powerful thing I feel I know I can do. So, and those are the things you want to make it personal as much as you can. That's why you do your name and date of birth. There's tens of John Smiths and blah, blah, blah. So that's how you personalize it in some way. You don't want to really use the front and back piece of paper to write all your wishes. That's really going to be too much.
Yeah, it's just
Keep your magic
maybe just
simple.
one or two.
Exactly.
Two max.
Exactly. And so after you do a prayer, as I just said, then you're going to ask, God the Father, Holy and Divine Spirit, God and Goddess, anybody who you want to ask, all angels and guides, the universe, to receive this and manifest my will. And, of course, when you do this, you're going to have a safe place to put this in, like a cauldron or maybe an abalone shell. Or if you don't have that, get some tinfoil, make a tinfoil bowl.
True.
And drop, of course,
I use
drop
it in my
there.
porcelain ceramic
Get creative, people. Get a damn saucepan, okay? But you're going to want to burn this parchment with that candle that you blessed and ask Spirit to manifest your true will on this new moon. And you give it to Spirit. That's your basic new moon intention ritual for those of you who have no background in magic or ceremony. And you want to start doing something now because you didn't have time to prepare or have anything else. You can get a damn household candle. It doesn't matter. And that's how you're going to start creating things for yourself immediately. And then they normally say between the new moon and the full moon, something should manifest for you.
Yeah, and also, too, I want to say that once you do this, don't, think about it every single day where it's you're, just anticipating. You have to, let it go and let God, basically... Right,
you know what? That's a good
to
point.
You,
and that's why we do this. That's why we don't have to stress on it every day or think about it. You give it to Spirit and you let it go. Exactly, it's like a boomerang effect almost.
You just have to know what's going to happen.
And that's why I've been living my life the way I have been and proving that it works in many different ways because Spirit does provide when you give them that opportunity. The new moon is like the farmer planting the seed. There's something going to manifest from it. And if you don't get everything you want on that new moon, at that full moon coming, or the one, on the next new moon, you put the same thing out there. And it's really just a matter of moving energy.
Yeah, moving energy is always the most important thing.
Now,
keeping in the flow.
You bet. Now, in this episode, we showed a very simple way of manifesting a new moon ritual. And if you want to put something personal, like a little crystal on your table with that little one candle, to make it more personal. If you do have an altar, if you don't,
which you should,
even no matter how small it is, you can have a little crystal, something again to make it more personal. And after you would pray and bless the candle, burn your parchment, ask that parchment to be the will and wishes to be manifest. Then you're going to sit down there and you're going to meditate on it and visualize your happiness and what you wanted to create. You're going to visualize the universe bringing that to you, and then you can do a closing prayer and be done with it.
So, would it maybe amplify my prayer if I associated a crystal or a stone that was in correlation to my actual desire?
Of course it could. Of course it would.
So it just lifts it for anyone that's probably looking.
Of course
I'm looking
could.
for some grounding in my life. I feel like things are spiraling out of control. Throw some jasper on it and manifest that.
Or whatever you have. Quartz crystal's neutral. If you need grounding, it'll give you grounding. You just focus on grounding.
Because it can't harbor any negative energy, correct? Or was that moonstone?
No. These can actually get contaminated by negative energy and they need to be cleansed and cleared and recharged.
Okay.
For sure.
Then which one was it? Moonstone? That didn't.
Moonstone doesn't hold any negative energy. Amethyst doesn't hold any. Amethyst doesn't. Ametrine does not. Fluorite, I believe, does not. Selenite does not.
So these sound like fail-safe crystals to use during this process if you guys are looking for some stuff.
Excuse me. Yes, for sure. And again, I want to thank these guys at Starbucks tonight for Vance and Victor here. Hey, guys. The old Starbucks I got here.
I'm sure, like, during COVID, that's, like, such a small little win. You know, just going to Starbucks in the morning, you're like, thank you, God. Like,
Yes.
so excited.
Thank you. It's the little things, the small things in life that keep it kind of semi-normal. And here's the other thing, thinking about new moon intention. I mean, you have to really be open for the universe to manifest for you too. You can't be sitting around thinking negative things. You got to be kind of positive and open for everything good to happen.
That's so important to talk about. You just have, like I said, you have to know that it's going to happen to you, and because you deserve it. You worked hard for what you're asking for.
Yeah, and again, if you go back to the other episode that we have, communicating with your altar, I give you enough information. We share enough information on that episode where you can make a very powerful altar for yourself. I'm not going to say tonight is not powerful. It's very powerful. But we can magnify this. We can magnify this. I mean, maybe someday, for those of you who've never seen a real ritual, maybe you will. There's many people who put on some very powerful stuff. I'm one of them. And when you put the table out there with the sword and the pentagram and the cup and the wand and all the four elements, and your crystals, and you've evoked the four angels of the four directions, and then you've evoked Yahweh in his highest vibration of energy, and then maybe all gods and goddesses to come in to give praise and many blessings to the moon goddess, because you're honoring the new moon.
Is there a specific name for the moon goddess?
Well,
I know there's a lot of crap out there.
In Kabbalah, there's not a god. It's not a goddess name, but it's the name Yesod, which is a Sephiroth, an emanation of God that exists in the moon. And Yesod means foundation. And so, in my new moon as well as full moon rituals, I call the moon into my altar and to my vibrations through the name of Yesod. And you say that over and over, Yesod, 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 Yesod. And you build up that energy, then you hold it for a moment. You go, take it, and you just hold that energy from the moon within you. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that you got all that energy in you. And you stabilize it, and then you let it go, and then you acknowledge that it's in the room with you. You got Mother in there now, the goddess moon. And you give her your wishes, and you burn your parchment. It's very powerful.
So this whole process normally takes about an hour?
Half hour. Actually, about a half hour once you get into it. It's no more than 30 minutes. It's very quick.
I guess for someone like myself, I'm like, how long should I be meditating on this
Well,
parchment?
we've talked about meditation. Meditation is great, but unless you're the Dalai Lama or have nothing else to do, you're not going to be sitting there for hours during the day and meditating.
And I think a lot of people have that misconception. Like you're going to be there for an hour just in silence.
No, and it takes consistency, and it's going to take some small steps. I feel
I fall off so hard sometimes.
Well, that's why every month I do this hour meditation, which kind of covers me for the month. I could say, actually, it's it covers me for the month. Damn it! Now I do my small little visualization meditations here and there, depending on the need. I'm intuitive to know what I need, what I don't need right now. But that's going to be part of your key to success.
Now, let me ask you for somebody that wants to tell somebody, would telling somebody hey, guess what I did on the new moon, deter anyone from having their will be manifested? Or
yes.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay, I was just curious because I've heard don't tell people what you're trying to do.
You know what? That's a very good point. I forget to bring that up. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. It's very true, Athena. Talking to my executive producer. That when you are doing a new moon ritual, and let's say when I do it in a group of people, when I have my message on the table, I have it full. Nobody can see my message. Nobody can see what I want, And when I burn it in the fire, nobody can see it. It goes to the universe. So, yeah, you bet that's very, very important. You never tell anybody what you're going to burn for new moon or full moon, ever. That's a secret. Now, let's take that to a different level. Also in life, you should always protect your spirituality and what you want to create, and only share people your visions who love you and who believe in you.
And support you. Yes, because
otherwise you're going to throw a mental block on. He'll never create that. No, she'll never do that.
or how you're going about it is all wrong. Don't let anyone tell you that is wrong. You do it how you see
Yeah,
fit.
and we talked about that earlier. If you're not your own master about things, or mastress, I guess as we could say, you know, you're not going to be successful. If you're not going to have your own true identity, not care about what anybody thinks except you for who you are and how you want to create and how you want to present yourself, then you're going to be seeking society's approval with what you do.
And that's good that you say that, because I think maybe some people might feel uncomfortable doing some of these, even the smallest things, like, oh my gosh, you're telling me I have to grab a white candle. Oh my gosh, am I supposed to be putting my name on a piece of paper? It doesn't sound like a big deal, but certain people's minds that have had certain constraints, it is, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, we don't have, you know, we're not doing a blood sacrifice or anything like that on a new moon. But seriously, the new moon is a great time to put your intention in. And put your intention to the universe. This is quantum physics.
This doesn't like interfere with anything God related or what you believe in. I
No,
feel like anyone
now,
could be doing
obviously, if you're a Christian, you're not listening to this podcast. And I
or
say
you're
that,
interested in stepping out.
Yeah,
and
and I say that with much love, okay?
Yeah.
Because
you used to be a reverend, so you know all about it.
Well, I am a reverend.
Yeah,
I'm a
sorry.
minister,
I'm so sorry.
and I used to work out of a Christian spiritualist church because I do acknowledge the Christ. And that's one thing I'll always do, but. I'm spiritual. I'm not a Christian. Jesus isn't my God, you know. And there's a universal thought form out there that I follow, universal. We're all part of the living tree of life, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's all about elevation on your consciousness. You're right. I mean, I've had people come to me for reading and go, oh, my God, is Jesus going to hate me because I came to a psychic or a medium or
insert
like,
huge eye roll.
Please forgive it, you know. I mean, there's so many stories of things that coincide that this is very powerful stuff we're doing and sharing with people.
I think you're only as powerful as you believe you're as you're as powerful. Like
that's scary.
That's a real
It
thing.
is for me anyway.
No. And I know, I'm telling you, sometimes when I'm like really concentrating, I can feel like the chills on my body, like I can control it. And I can feel like the energy rising. And it's like thinking, I know I'm throwing this. I know I'm being a fucking light in like the 4D right now.
You bet.
And it's like, that's the kind of energy you want to throw into this.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's very, 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 very powerful. So, and that's where sitting down with your candle. And this is for the simple stuff. This is a simple new moon ritual. One candle, one piece of paper. But again, if you want to get really elaborate, you can. But you're going to have to go to one of my previous episodes that we did and look at that information. If you have any questions about new moons, give us an email at travistidwellpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can also get a hold of Ashley at
the Pisces Life Coach on Instagram, so you can DM me, definitely.
Yeah. And if you don't know who your assigned angel is, shame on you. Seriously, this is getting ridiculous.
Don't shame people.
I'm shaming all of you. Now, and we all have angels with us. Don't get me wrong. And
if you want to know, contact Travis. He'll be easily.
I'll give you that information for free. But here's the deal. It's amazing how a lot of people might have different angels with them than what I would sign them. Like I remember somebody who had Angel Michael with them, but they're always attracted to Raphael. And coincidentally enough, they almost had a lot of the challenges as the Lover's card. But anyway, moving right along, and there's different angels that assist us all the time. But we do have assigned angels from what they tell us. Now, right now, the whole planet's being helped by the Angel Michael, by the way.
And so could I be channeling my angel during the new moon too? Are they going to?
Well, if you know your angel's name, you're going to use her in prayer on the candle for sure, being in the room. All my angels and guides come close to me now. Ariel, that includes you. Thank you for being here on this new moon. And we're here to call upon, the Goddess Mother in this new moon cycle. We ask you to be here present now to receive us, our love, our devotion. You say Yesod, or you could say Goddess Moon, Yesod, whichever you prefer, over and over, about 9 times.
Yeah. And
really get the vibration and the energy in the room, and then hold it in for a minute, visualize it there, and then boom. Okay, Mother, this is what I call you here for this night. I ask you to receive this information and manifest my will, and then you burn it. And let it go. So be it. Give it to the universe. Yeah. There's many different rituals out there like that you can do with small candles on different days during the week with different color candles that maybe we'll do an episode in the future about.
Yeah, of course. We got to definitely talk about it.
But that's really about the gist of the new moon.
So I noticed that you brought out these singing bowls. What can I do with these babies on a new moon?
Well, on a new moon, as well as on a full moon or Damn, any day during the
Any
week.
day.
No, yeah. You're going to change energy. Now, that's a good point. We will say that on the new moon, in your ceremony, if you want to play some spiritual music or maybe some Mozart, that's appropriate, or some crystal singing bowls. You can
Get you in the zone.
Yeah. You can also go to Spotify.
What were you listening to today? I think people would really like what you were listening
Okay,
to.
keep that thought for just a second.
Okay.
I just wanted to tell people you can go to Spotify, go to my album, Time Has Come, and I got some great songs that actually would help you during ritual. I do have a song dedicated to Gabriel, which you play on Monday, is going to help empower you for love. But anyway, that's Estas Tone. And he was with somebody else, and it was called Song of the Butterfly on YouTube, and it's a beautiful song.
It was mind-boggling how talented these individuals are, and so unique and so different.
The other gentleman with him is I believe Steph, or I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen.
Well, just check it out on YouTube. The Life of the Butterfly.
Song of the Butterfly.
Song
of the Butterfly. Estes Tone is on there, and he's just a great guitarist. Yeah, and these people come together as a group, and you'll see that when you start trolling the internet there, you'll start getting the videos pop up that they come in and they share with some very spiritual people. I'm hoping someday I'll play with some people like that with my lyre. We'll see how that kind of manifests or creates.
Well, we'll manifest that tomorrow, and we'll get back to you guys and see what happens between now and the full moon.
Anything else? Oh, so back to the new moon. So, sometimes when people start ceremonies, they'll take a bell and they'll tap it 3 times. And they'll do that before the ritual, and sometimes they'll do that after the ritual. Now, when we meditate, I normally do that.
I love it. Put you in the zone.
And so tonight, or today, or whenever it is that you're listening to this, that's where I like to do that. And also, by the way, too, before we go any further, this is a book called the Llewellyn's Astrological Pocket Planner. You can get this at the Magic Bookstore in Carlsbad. Tell Kat or Elena I sent you.
The Mystical Dragon.
Mystical Dragon, that's right, in Carlsbad. Of course, you can always order it online, but it's always fun going in and looking at crystals and everything, and getting the energy of the store. But
it's easy to spend a lot of money.
Easy to spend a lot of money
easy.
there. But this is a great book to have, so you can plan your new moon, full moon rituals. You have to have something like this, okay? Now, again, music has always been involved in ritual and magic, always, in some aspect.
I think the history of not even of this planet, of the universe, I think sound is just it's universal.
There is no doubt in my mind.
Yes, none whatsoever.
Just real quickly, I did get a hold of cassette tapes back in the ancient days when dinosaurs roamed the world. And these people had copied sounds from the different planets and the atmospheres.
And then they sent it out in space, right?
No, and then they brought it back to tell us what the planets sound like, what their atmospheres sound like.
Oh my gosh, I've heard this before, and it's so magical.
And I meditated to Saturn before.
And to be honest, I think the sun vibrates. It sounds like chanting or ohms of what Eastern culture.
Well, yeah, every planet has their own frequency of sound, so it's just an amazing thing.
You can go to sleep on that and maybe astral project.
You could definitely. So for those of you listening and not seeing what's going on, I've got 2 crystal bowls here. We've got the throat chakra. Is that it?
Oh, yes, we do. It's blue.
And we have the heart chakra here that we're going to work with for just a moment. So for those of you listening, hopefully you're getting the full sound of this. And it's going to elevate you and cleanse your aura, clear your aura, your throat, your heart chakras. For those of you on YouTube watching right now, I hope you get some of the sound and some of the effect of the sound. If not, go in on Spotify or iTunes, and you can plug in there. But here we go.
Let's do it.
Whoops. Oh, there. wow, I don't know about people here in the room. Well,
You could feel it in my fingertips. I could feel it.
I left my body for just a moment there. What about you, executive producer? Did you feel that at all? She goes, yeah, I did. Wait. Okay.
Time for a nap.
No, now it's time to read something spiritual, do something spiritual now. It's a good time to meditate when you hear that. Good time to start ceremony when you hear that. You don't have to have a bell or a bowl, but it is nice to incorporate as you start, working your spirituality. You start incorporating on your altar, start thinking more about your new moon and how you want to start creating on your new moon.
And thanks for explaining it. I mean, I think you clarified a lot for a lot of people that are listening. And even if they're feeling uncomfortable, you shouldn't be feeling uncomfortable.
No, because this is something that's been going on from the beginning of time. The farmers plant seeds on the new moon. And that's what, and springtime, honestly, I don't really start putting stuff in the air too much until spring. Christmas is still winter. New Year's is still winter. I'm saying I couldn't do, and I haven't done at times, but right now in my life, that's the way I've been doing things. I'm really gearing up for spring.
Yes. And that's on March 20th, right? The equinox.
March 20th, the equinox. Yeah, I might be Zooming that. We'll see. But for those of you who are interested in that kind of information and want to prepare for an event like that, give me a email, Travis Tidwell Podcast Gmail, right? And
at Gmail?
Yeah, at Gmail. For those of you on YouTube, man, subscribe and give me a message, and I will give you the information you want for free. And if you have something specific and something very interesting, we'll bring it in on an episode and share it with everybody, okay? So I guess this is it. We've always had a lot of fun. It's always kind of sad to end the show because we have so much fun talking.
So much to talk about.
Yeah, so much to talk about. This planet's just so crazy right now. We're visiting. But I want to thank everybody for being here on this podcast. I want to thank Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a really great conversation.
And I want to thank my executive producer. Without
you,
her, we wouldn't be
Athena.
doing anything. That's my goddess, Athena, here. And I want to thank all of you listening who subscribed. I want to thank all of you watching. I can only hope and pray that everything we've shared with you this night or this day would be a blessing, a bit of Anna's service. God bless all of you, your families, your children, your pets, your friends, everybody you love and who loves you. Many blessings. Peace and love.
So be it.
So be it.
Time has come to rearrange. Time has come for a change.